Hi everyone, Reverend Henry Flores here with Paranormal Travels, and being a paranormal investigator for the past 20 years, my gosh, you see a lot of weird stuff, like being on our ghost tours and being a paranormal investigator throughout the Southwest, coming out on radio, TV, all these other cool places, preserving local and state history, Southwest history. Now, I got to put together these top 5 locations in El Paso that I've investigated, the most haunted places here in El Paso. Now, there is one that's on the list that I've never investigated. We'll get to that in a little bit, but here's number 5 with the former location of La Hacienda restaurant. Oh yeah. Man, I miss this place. It was very good food when I came here as a kid. I mean, Pancho Villa came over here and hung out, I think. Also, there was this one cute girl named Felina that would like to kiss the boys and make them cry. And also, there was Simeon Hart's residence. This was also a former brothel, a former restaurant, also different things that Simeon Hart brought to El Paso. But here's the evidence that we caught during this paranormal investigation. I refer this to the Kool-Aid Man.
You're really going to let the back this up. What was that? Oh my God, it was good man to say it. That's like somebody crying. What was that? Oh my God, it was good man to say it. That's like
For the review session of the board.
We just like to point and the temperature like to point and the temperature like to point.
Now, up next on my countdown of the most haunted spots in El Paso is the Magoffin home. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. The Magoffin home? I've heard of it, or haven't been there for a very long time. Well, you gotta go back. I'm serious. Look at this building. It's gorgeous from the outside. It's immaculate from the inside. It's like an Oreo cookie. It looks good, and it tastes good, too. So you got to come over and take a look and come visit the boys and girls here at the Magoffin home. Not only is it a state historic site, I mean, gosh, it's been around since 1875, around there. The furnishings inside the building come from the home or come from the time period. Now, that has a lot of stories that are tied to it as well. For example, Uncle Charlie that likes to play tricks on the staff members or even people that are inside by turning off lights or moving items like rocking chairs and other things. There's also Rose White, who is rumored to be seen at the far left window right there in this picture. In the far left window, she has been said to be seen right there at the windowsill looking out into the traffic waiting for family. Who knows? Another sighting is a lady in blue that has been rumored to be seen across the field searching for something. Who knows if it's Octavia Magoffin. Now, Joseph Magoffin and his wife Octavia occupied the home starting in 1875, around there. And it wasn't until the 1980s until the last Magoffin was occupying the home. But it's been a jewel in El Paso history and El Paso tourism for a very long time. Come over and check out the Magoffin home, because not only did I used to work there, we know a lot of history about the place. Ask any one of the employees there. It's not one of those places that is demonic or has a lot of cucuys or garrapatos or things like that. It's a home, and that's what people forget. And every family has their secrets, and the Magoffins, well, they had some of their own. When I did an impromptu investigation of the Magoffin home, I remember seeing this one lady that looked like a caretaker or somebody who was helping out with the family, and she looked at me across the hallway with a type of look, and I thought, what did I do to this lady? I was standing over with one of the employees, and we were looking at the bed in the kids' room, and we looked across and we saw this one lady looking at us weird. And so I told the employee, oh, there's somebody else here. She said, no. So we ran over and we saw this gorgeous house, and we saw this gorgeous bed. Look at it. I mean, it's delicious, right? Yeah. But there was nobody in there. So it was crazy. A lot of different things. But the Magoffin home, once again, it's not haunted with any demons or anything negative. It's still a home, and it's still just a strange paranormal activity in there. There's no doubt, but nonetheless, you gotta visit this site. It's just a gorgeous place to visit, and you really, really do step back in time. Now, number 3 on my list of the most haunted places in El Paso, Texas. Number 3 right here is the El Paso Downtown Library. Of course, it was the site of a cemetery called El Campo Santo that was donated to the city of El Paso by Simeon Hart, who's one of the co-founders of El Paso Times. Now, I'm standing right now of what would be, well, who knows, there's still bodies right here at the downtown library. I think this is pretty cool, standing right here, because you never know, I might be standing on top of somebody's head. But all the headstones are gone, of course, but back in 2006, there was a lot of bodies that were found and exhumed over here. It was close by to the auditorium. Now, these bodies were removed, dated, and of course, they were dated from the time of the Civil War. A lot of these bodies were moved to Fort Snelling, Minnesota. Some of them were moved to Concordia Cemetery, but of course, they only removed the headstones, and some of them are still here. Now, let me give you some evidence of some of our paranormal activity that happened here at the downtown library. Check it out. I am even happy that California became a northern state. And I know you guys wanted it to be a south.
Is that you guys?
There it is. Look at the book first.
Primeros auxilios.
The first exiles. I ain't impressed. Why don't you come over here and tell us how insulted you are that a bunch of Mexicans think that you're a coward, especially for what you did. You guys okay?
Is it you?
This right here. This right here.
What was it?
Here. You're just saying that I didn't feel anything.
I'm shaking.
I don't feel anything anymore.
Make a noise inside the cage. No. All right. No. All right.
One of the city's most historic buildings also earned some national credit, but it's sort of a creepy honor. Mandatory.com lists El Paso High School as the scariest campus in the country. Eerie stories of goo dripping from the ceiling and hidden classrooms under the building no one knew existed have all come from El Paso High School.
There's former teachers here at the school that just pay tribute to these hauntings by reserving some empty chairs for the students that continue to come back. The school, in my opinion, is just as haunted as a cemetery.
The most spooky story of them all, perhaps, is the photo of the graduating class of 1985. In that picture, there's apparently a student who's blurry, and no one seems to know who that is.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for my number 1 most haunted location in El Paso, yep, it has to be, where it is, where is it? Concordia Cemetery. I have to admit that. Because, now I know what you're thinking. Why isn't El Paso High number 1? In my opinion, in my opinion of 20 years of investigating, doing historical research, and all that fun stuff. Why isn't El Paso High number one? That's because I've never investigated the school. Never. Because they always tell me no. They always turn me down. Why? I don't know. They always turn me down because they said constantly they don't want the negative publicity to the school. Hey, I dig that. I get that. That's cool. They even told Zach Bagans of Ghost Adventures no. If they told him no, they gotta tell me no. I'm just, whatever, And that's okay. I respect El Paso High. El Paso High's number one in our hearts, everywhere else. It's the Hogwarts of El Paso, but I've never investigated it. So to be fair, I can't say it's the most haunted. According to research, it is. According to historical research, oh yeah. But doing Concordia Cemetery for many, many years, there's a joke in there somewhere. Doing Concordia Cemetery investigations and tours for many years, you see a lot of different things. Not one investigation, not all of them will ever be the same. So I have to say that Concordia Cemetery and its over 56,000 known eternal residences are here. That's why El Paso Concordia Cemetery is number one in my list of haunted locations in the city. Now, according to some websites, this cemetery is number 3, the most haunted cemeteries in the state of Texas. Yep. And other locations as well. Tyler, Texas beating out Concordia Cemetery for the number 1 spot. But there's so many places, so many things for you to see here at the cemetery, like, of course, Mr. John Wesley Hardin and other spots. Now, in 2016, I had an investigation and ghost tour and episode with Zach Bagans and the Ghost Adventure crew for the Route 666 episode. It was an honor to be featured in that episode. Now, when we were here, we stopped by here at the infant nursery, and I had to, I was walking with the crew, with Zach and everybody else, and talking to them about the hauntings of Concordia, letting them know that the cemetery will tire you out. The moment you're in here, you will feel drained and tired. Why? I guess the dead just wants to use your energy, your batteries, so that way they can taste life once again. Now, it was back over here where the Ghost Adventure crew and I actually had a lot of experiences, paranormal experiences, that didn't even make the episode. Now, if you remember in the episode, you see the 3 trees right over here. And they also saw a couple of bodies move, or shadows moving across right behind there, close by to the building, right there at that back wall. Now, it is true that that happens. Now, what didn't make the cut, what didn't make the episode, was the growling that we all heard as I was being interviewed. Now, the growling was right over here, right back over here. We call this Selman's Cove, or also the Vortex. Now, the Vortex is an area where all the energy from throughout the cemetery drains over here, and it drains you, your phones, your batteries, anything else. So everything else just starts to, not work. But right here at the Selman's Cove and this spot, this is also where Richard Ramirez would practice his dark magic. All right, he would also do all that weird stuff. A lot of people like to come over here. I don't know why. But during the filming of Ghost Adventures here at Concordia, when I was with the guys, we also heard a lot of growling and a lot of movement right behind us. And this is the spot where it all happened. An amazing episode. If you haven't watched it, take a look at it. Yeah, when I told Zach Bagans that Richard Ramirez used to practice his crap here, and he was like, "Oh my God, are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, yeah, I used to be on here." He even asked, this didn't make the episode, but he also asked me, what's it like living next to the most dangerous city in the world, the deadliest city in the world, being Juarez, Mexico. I told him I don't know, because I live in the most safest city in the United States. It's true. Hey, but that's it, man. Thanks for watching my top 5 most haunted locations in El Paso. If you got a different opinion, you got a different list, feel free to comment down below. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, because there's going to be a lot of cool stuff I'm going to be posting And feel free to follow us and like us right on Facebook with Paranormal Travels with myself, Reverend Henry Flores. Hi to everybody. Se portan bien. Bye.